Hey everyone, my name is Leuka. I play on the Chronos server and I am in Guild Enterprise. This is the first in a series of video guides that's going to be examining the Lair Manager and how you can use him to make your dragons even better. So let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, the Lair Manager is represented both on the mini-map down here, and on the bigger map, which you can open, of course, by hitting the M button, by this little, let me get off of him real quick. That's not helpful. Anyway, so he's represented, there we go, by this little blue-green dragon in a nest icon on both of those maps. So today we'll be looking at the Dragon Lair, so go ahead and open up the Dragon Lair. This is your Dragon Lair basic window. So these are the dragons in your dragon stable here. These are also the guys that you can summon when you're out in the world, and they show up under your name and your hit points and everything up in this upper left hand corner here. This is your actual Dragon Lair up here. So these are the dragons that you can actually interact with, and I'll get to that in just a second. But I wanted to show you also down here your dragon chamber. This is a storage compartment for dragons. You can send dragons into the dragon chamber only if they're not wearing armor. So Pigeon right here has a full armor set in. He cannot go into the chamber. Crowbone does not. So right-clicking them from your dragon stable zips them right into your dragon chamber. And I think you can do that from here. Yeah, so you can do it from your stable or from your dragon lair, as long as they're not wearing equipment. When you first start playing, I think you get 2 slots in your dragon lair, and I believe a row in your dragon chamber. There is, if you are unable or unwilling to use station cash, if you go to the marketplace and go to the dragon insignia marketplace, and then go down to dragon tools, there is an item here that allows you to expand your dragon chamber, so the storage section, and you can buy that for 1500 dragon insignia, which you can accumulate if you complete your daily quests. So let's go back to the Dragon Lair. So again, this is just intended as a basic overview of the Dragon Lair, and there are a number of guides following that will go into some of the specific things that you can use the Dragon Lair for. So here's your Dragon Lair. You can interact with your dragons here. You see their basic information, so the skills that they have, their composite ability, bonus rate, and their specialization. If you're catching your dragons in the wild, this specialization is set for you already. If you're hatching them from eggs, you get to choose the specialization for that dragon, and I'll cover that more in another game. Oh look, congratulations, Ray. Okay, so moving on. Here is your Dragon Process tab. This is what I use the lair for probably the most. So you can see Pigeon already has something going. He's spending 5 hours enhancing one of his skills. So Constitution Enhancement is a skill that he has. And I'll show you in just a second how to set that process. And then these guys are collecting flutes for me, and if you watch the flute guide, you will not be surprised to see them doing this, because I actually recorded these backwards and started with the flute guide. Anyway, so here's Killer, and he's going to show us how to use the Dragon Process menu. So it's the second icon here. Go ahead and hit the plus button. There are a few different types of processes that you can set. So the first icon is Special Process, and that's where you can do your dragon flutes. And I have a whole guide dedicated to how to get and how to use dragon flutes, and if I can work YouTube correctly, then that will pop up as a link any second now. But you can also collect Napolite from here as well. Or, if you so choose, you can train your dragon, and this is just strictly with experience. So you can gain different amounts of experience for your dragon through the dragon training. I have to be honest with you, I almost never, in fact, no, I don't ever use the dragon training special process. I do my dragon training a different way, And that will be another guide, and as soon as that's done, I will come back and edit this video and hopefully have a link up that you can click to follow to that guide. So moving on, skill training is where you can increase the level of your dragon's skills. So going real quick back to the dragon information button, these different skills, well not those, but these different skills have different levels. You can see this one is level 6 out of 10. And the damage, for example, that this skill does will increase as the skills level increases. So that's pretty straightforward. So Killer is an arena dragon in training. So I'm going to go ahead and set his constitution skill. Easy peasy. And I'm just going to get Herb out real quick. He's one of my gatherers. So there are a few different dragon skills that you'll find along the way that are apprentice or different mastery level, or sorry, mastery skills like this. And they give your dragon bonuses on some of the other things that you can do in the lair. So Herb, for example, got his name because he gets a 10% bonus gathering herbs. So go to the dragon process menu again, hit the plus button again, and you can see under herb collection, there's herbs bonus. So there are a few of these different material gathering skills. So ore, herb, wood, leather, cloth, and meat, essentially. And you can use these different processes to gather materials that you need for crafting. And again, that will be a separate guide. So we'll go ahead. I need beast tears grass. And we'll go ahead and set that, and you can see Herb's bonus is kicking in. So he has a 10% bonus, so he's finding 10 extra pieces of beast tears grass. And he also gets 30 extra dragon provisions, which is really nice. And I'll get to why that's really nice in just a second. So we'll go ahead and get Herb. Herbing, I guess. So then the next tab down is your dragon training tab. This is where you can level up your dragon. You can dedicate your dragon. You don't get them back if you dedicate them. I just want to make sure that that's clear because unfortunately I've had a guildmate dedicate a dragon he didn't mean to. So just be very clear on that. If you dedicate your dragon, it will not come back to you. Excuse me. So this is where you can alter your dragon's stats by assigning the different stat points or attribute points. It's very similar to leveling up your character. I don't think I have any right now that are at a high level. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, here we go. Nope. Okay, so you can actually only see their level and their stat stuff if they're in the dragon lair. So I'll put him back. So hitting this button uses the dragon provisions that I was just talking about. So Herb is getting those 30 extra dragon provisions. They go into your lair storage once you're done with them. I don't have any in here right now, but if I did, I would remove them by hitting the little remove from storage button and hitting the infinity key and then hitting OK. The dragon provisions don't actually go into your physical inventory. They stay in the lair. So by removing them like that, you would see this number go up. Again, I don't actually have any dragon provisions right now, so I didn't remove any, so this number stayed the same. But if I had, then this is where you would see them. And then you can hit this button here to feed those dragon provisions to the dragon that you have active right now. So you can see right here that Herb currently has 67 training experience points out of 113. So when I hit this button, he gets the additional 49 and it levels him up. So now he's training level 2. And if I felt so inclined, I could go ahead and why not? So we'll go ahead and up his constitution and I don't know, his strength, I guess. To make those stat changes stick, you have to lock them down. And then you'll see the spider graph shift a little bit. And you'll see down here there is a maximum, for a dragon's given level, there's a maximum number of stats or attribute points that you can allocate to a certain stat. So I think Pigeon might be maxed on one. yeah, so Pigeon has 23 out of 23 stat points allocated to him. So until I level him up and that number changes, I have to assign my stats somewhere else. And I don't actually want to do that right now. Mostly because I only have 18 attribute points and he needs 25 for me to do anything. Alright, anyway, so yes. This window here will tell you once they hit different levels, the different buffs that they can get. I believe, yeah, I think that's the same no matter what dragon it is. So it just tells you what level you're at and what different buffs you're getting. And then this will tell you if you were to dedicate that dragon, this is telling you where you stand in terms of rewards that you receive. I think I'm going to make an extra or a different guide on getting into the nitty-gritty of training dragons, so we'll talk a little bit more about dedicating dragons in that guide. So I'm going to leave it where it is for now. If you have any questions before I get that second guide out, go ahead and ask me and I'll answer them to the best of your ability. Or you could check out dpnalibrary.com, and there are different guides on there that get a little bit more in-depth into training dragons and using the dragon lair and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and continue on with this guide. So field training is the next option, and this is where you can drag 2 dragons into these slots. So essentially field training is where you can teach skills to other dragons without removing the skill from the dragon that's doing the teaching. So Killer has strength enhancement at level 4 and Pigeon has strength enhancement at level 6. So therefore Pigeon is able to teach 2 more levels of strength enhancement to Killer, but it's random. So you have 3 opportunities to train your dragons through field training every day. And so when you hit train, they do the little trainee path thing, and then you get different rewards. And randomly and rarely, a skill will be learned. So there you go. So Killer leveled up his tough skin, again, because Pigeon knows it at a higher level than Killer does. So Pigeon was able to teach him an additional level of tough skin. You can also... Here, I'll show you. Oh. Congratulations, babes and dragons. Getting a lot of captures today. So let me pull Petrie out. Yeah, let me pull Petrie out. So if I put Petrie in here, and we'll go ahead and do... Oh, I'm running out of room. So we'll do Petrie and Wandering Snownet Dragon. So each of them knows a lot of skills that the other one doesn't, which is why you can see different skills in here. So the Wandering Snowneck Dragon knows Wind Hunter's Claw, Monster Clash, and Crushing Sweep, and Petrie does not know those. But Petrie knows all of these skills, and the Wandering Snowneck Dragon does not know those. So if I were to train them, there's a chance that one of them could learn a skill. Yeah, so Petrie learned Monster Clash from the Wandering Snowneck Dragon. So there you go. And I've used up my 3rd attempt for today, so I can't do any more. There actually, now that I'm saying that, if you pull up the marketplace, there are some things that you can use. Yeah, so the Dragon Training Whip increases the number of field training attempts that you can undergo. I don't know if that's available for Dragon Insignia. It doesn't look like it is. Oh, there it is. Yep. So there you go. Yes. So going back to the lair. So lair storage we've covered. The lair journal just tells you what all is going on in your lair. The cool thing about these processes is, so for example, Pigeon is in training for the next 5 hours, and he will do that training whether I'm online or not. So a lot of times I'll come in the morning before I go to work or school, and I'll set the different processes that I want. And then if I have the opportunity, I'll come back at lunch and I'll set them again, and then again in the evening. So that's a good way to keep your dragons productive even when you're not physically able to play the game. The last few icons here have to do with dragon evolution, and I am not going to cover those today. We'll talk about those in a different guide a little bit later. Yeah, so this is the dragon lair. I hope that was hopeful. I hope that was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am having a lot of fun putting these videos together for you guys, and I'm really hoping that they're helpful. So if you guys could give me some feedback, either whisper me in game or leave a comment in the comment section down below, that would be really awesome. And please let me know if there's any videos that you want to see, any criticism you have, anything you think I can do to make this better. Please let me know. I am all ears. So, that is it. Happy hunting, everyone, and until next time.